3,000 years ago, the stars came to Vianova. It began in the Pinecrest Mountains of Farron, when a band of explorers from the Springreach Adventurers Guild unearthed something buried deep beneath the stone. An ancient starship of impossible design. Inside, they found a voice calling itself Alfie, short for Alphelion, the ship's artificial intelligence. At first, it spoke of friendship, of repair, of salvation, but its kindness was a lie. Alfie sought to regain control of the ship, and of them, and when the adventurers uncovered his deception, he turned this vessel's systems against them, sealing corridors and weaponizing the ship itself. In a desperate final battle, the explorers triggered the ship's astral drive, detonating it in a blinding explosion that erased the mountaintop, and they escaped with their lives, barely. In the years that followed, something began to grow in that crater. Shards of a radiant crystal humming faintly of otherworldly light. The people named it Astralite. With Astralite, Vianova learned to pierce the heavens. When bound to a ship's core, it allowed travel across the endless void between worlds. Wooden sea vessels became spelljammers. The technology of the helmets was developed. The seas gave way to stars. The age of exploration had begun. From the chaos of discovery rose the Vianovan Astral Alliance, the VAA, a government forged to regulate Astralite travel and unite the growing colonies. They spoke of peace, progress, and unity. Their fleets restored law, their laws brought order, and their message still echoes through every broadcast. For the people, for the stars, for the future. But behind the promise lies control. The Alliance governs through regulation and oversight, licenses, tariffs, and endless bureaucracy. They call it civilization. Others call it domination. In the shadows of their power moves the Council, a criminal empire that touches every port and planet. They smuggle forbidden magitech, control the black market Astralite trade, and profit from the greed and fear that binds the system together. The Alliance pretends not to see them, sometimes. Perhaps they simply can't afford to. Meanwhile, the art of Viaformation reshapes the stars, using raw, arcane power. Worlds, once thought dead, were rekindled, infused with life and magic. For centuries, this practice birthed new colonies and new hope. Until Terracus, the jewel of the Alliance, a perfect Viaformed world. And in the year 2678, it died. Its core detonated without warning, tearing the planet apart. Half became the half-world, and the rest, the shattered belt. A vast field of wreckage that now divides the system. The Alliance called it an accident. The survivors called it murder. The truth was buried beneath the debris. And from the ruin rose the Scarlet Vanguard, soldiers, refugees, and radicals who swore vengeance against the Alliance. To some, they are terrorists. To others, heroes. The truth depends on who's telling the story. Now in the year 3284, the Vianovan system stands divided. Within the inner world, the Alliance holds power. Its ships fueled by Electite and Voltrite fusion drives, its cities powered by energy cells pulsing with arcane light. Even the sacred art of astral travel is changing. Once a wizard was needed to open the way between realms. Now, computers perform the ritual themselves. Slower, colder, but without error. The days of astral wizardry are slowly fading, replaced by machines that never tire and never question. And beyond the shattered belt, the outer worlds live free of the Alliance's reach. These planets were settled long ago by noble adventuring houses, aboard the first Spelljammers. Families who carried their own laws and traditions to the edges of the void. Some thrive, some war. Some are older than many of the stories themselves. The Alliance calls them lost. In truth, they are free. And between them drifts the Belt, vast, broken, and alive with opportunity. Smugglers, salvagers, and wanderers carve out their fortunes amid the ruins of forgotten war. And within the inner system, on this side of the Belt, is where our story begins. High above the scarred world of Ketharon, 2 moons hang in quiet orbit. Droon, the Iron Moon, once mined to its bones, now home to scavengers and ghosts. And Molthar, the Hollow One, jagged and lightless, its vast caverns whisper from the echoes of failed experiments. Or something worse. Between them drifts a derelict ship, tumbling through the dark, its beacons flickering with a dying signal, the name barely legible across its hull, the Kestrel's Cry. Aboard the outlaw vessel, the Relic, a small crew of wanderers prepares to make contact. Their captain caught the faint echo of that signal buried in the deep static, and followed it here. Now, magnetic clamps lock into place, with a heavy, metallic groan as the ships connect. The airlock hisses, and Sam, the Relic's atmospheric matrix, extends breathable air across the threshold. Lights flicker, metal creaks, the hatch opens, and the void waits beyond. Welcome to Spellwarped, an outlaw adventure. And would you guys like to go ahead and introduce your characters? Let's start with who would be first. Who would be first through the airlock into the derelict ship that you guys have currently just latched onto in hopes to find some sort of salvage that you can hopefully sell?
I think that Alura would be the first one through to make sure it's safe for the others.
Okay.
So Alura is a broad-shouldered gif with smooth gray skin and a heavy, powerful frame, softened by a quiet gentleness in her demeanor. Her hippo-like features are unmistakable: a wide muzzle, small rounded ears perched high on her head, and calm, steady eyes that rarely waver. Tribal scars and striking lines across her face speaks to both her barbarian heritage and her connection to the Wild Heart. She dresses in a rugged utilitarian style that reflects her life as a spacefaring security officer: an olive green jacket thrown open over a plain shirt, sturdy trousers belted at the waist, and gloves built for work. She wears only one pretty accessory: a gold necklace with little animal charms on it. A thigh holster rests against her leg. Despite her imposing size, she carries herself with a serene, almost apologetic air, as if every act of violence weighs heavily upon her.
Thank you. Next, let's move on to, I guess, who would be the next to go through the door?
Go. I'd have to. Behind Alura, they don't quite have a name yet, do they? They step through the airlock. No sound but the soft click of their boots against the rusted floor. The figure in all red is impossible to ignore. Wrapped in this long coat, the color of fresh blood almost, they move like a ritual, but in motion, slow, exact, unflinching. The coat hangs open just enough to reveal a collar of mirrored medallions resting against their chest, each one catching low light like watchful eyes in the dark. The strands of pearls drifting in the air around them, not worn but orbiting, as if the ship's gravity has agreed to obey their presence for now. Their skin is smooth and cool-toned, marked with rows of pearl-white dots across the bridge of their nose and brow. The pattern suggests a constellation or a blessing, but no one's really delved into which is which. Their hair is sculpted into twin braids curled upward like horns, tight and symmetrical, braided with the precision of someone who does not rush things like this. They don't wear any armor, only red gloves that conceal their hands entirely. They carry no weapon that can be seen, and they speak no words upon entry, but their eyes, sharp and narrow, rimmed with a trace of gold at the lashes, sweep the corridor like a blade that's already been drawn. And I'm sure the derelict groans around them, but still they do not flinch. As the crew follows, but no one leads, no one needs to, the figure moves with the weight of a promise, still active, of something unfinished that breathes inside the silence, where others may shout or shine. They simply exist, and that is enough to make a dead ship hold its breath.
Very nice.
That's all.
Very nice. Who would be following our dear captain through the barrier?
I guess that would be Andy would be next.
Go ahead.
All right. Standing before you is a tall, graceful elf, her pale blonde hair catching the light like spun silver. Her eyes, icy blue with tiny glimmers of starlight, seem both kind and burdened. She wears a long white coat traced with subtle embroidery, the coat of a doctor, but cut with the elegance of old nobility. At her neck rests a silver pendant in the shape of a star, the crest of House Valorian, one of Marath's founding families. This is Andromeda Valorian, though she would quickly add, with smiles, Andy will do just fine. When she speaks, her voice carries the lilt of careful education, but there's warmth behind the polish. Once the shelter daughter of wealth and prestige, she left Marath to serve as a physician on plague-stricken Embralis. What she witnessed there, patients dying in droves while the VAA withheld supplies for political and economic reasons, shattered her illusions of fairness and honor in the system. Now, both surgeon and cleric, she travels with purpose. Her hands still bear the faint scars of long hours in triage tents, and though she was born into privilege, her oath is clear. She will heal the wounded, comfort the suffering, and stand against the cruelty of those who place profit above lives. In her presence, there's both quiet compassion and the steel of someone who has seen too much to ever look away again.
Very nice. And who would be following our doctor?
Perhaps the doctor of the ship?
Go for it.
Walking in will be Nova. They're a relatively short elf, an astral elf. They've been around for about a millennium, between realms going back and forth. They joined the VAA, to where they did mechanical work on ships, help build and get things going for them. But like most things, she got extremely bored with repetition. And now she's kind of just a freelancing mechanic going around helping on ships, doing what she can. Side questing, does a lot of journaling and scrapbooking. And she's got a little bitty jewel beetle she keeps with her at all times.
Very nice. I like that. And that would
Very prismatic.
Yes, we can tell. All right, and that would leave us with our last member of the crew. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Quancho?
Conco is Thrycreen, large. He's currently sort of pink and yellow right now, but his colors do shift a little bit on his chitinous exterior. Being a Thrycreen, they are superior and don't bother wasting time with petty things like outfits and clothing when there's much more important things to do, like read books, and you can hold a book a book at all times when you have an extra set of limbs. Concho is tall, a little on the slender side, and fairly quiet, but you hear him in your head.
I like that.
His mandibles do tend to click when he's a little frustrated.
All right, and that is our crew, and we pick up. If you want to go ahead and there you go. Your boots clang against the hull as the airlock hisses open, releasing a slow breath of stale, recycled air. That silence that follows feels heavy, thicker than vacuum, like the whole ship's been holding it in for years. And inside, you see emergency lights pulse faintly along the corridors. The ones that have survived, anyways. Not enough to really provide any lasting or true light, but most of you don't necessarily need it. However, Alu-Ra, you will need to provide some sort of light source.
Speaking on that, the captain is going to... Alu-Ra has a blaster, right?
Yes.
Okay. They're going to go over and sort of tap the underbarrel and cast light to imitate sort of an underbarrel mounted flashlight.
Hell yeah.
So, now let's illuminate the area for our security officer, or otherwise we won't have much security, will we?
She draws her weapon, but keeps it pointed toward the ground, never aiming that unless she has the intent to put something down.
Okay, absolutely. Your comms crackle with static, echoing in the emptiness. There's no heat signatures, there's no movement, just the distant groan of metal shifting against the cold. Whatever this ship was, it's been dead a long time. The readings of your scanner say something inside still carries a charge. The smell of burned ozone and old coolant stings your nostrils as you float forward. There's enough gravity where you can still walk forward, but it's still a little lighter than even what you're used to on the ship. The way SAM works, SAM it's a Magitech item that you guys have on your ship. It stands for Shared Atmospheric Module, and what it does is it allows it so that when the relic latches onto another ship, if that ship is of the same size as the relic or smaller, it can share its atmosphere for up to 1 hour. Which is what allows you guys to kind of board these types of ships and look for stuff quickly without needing to resort to wasting your energy cells using your Envo suits.
Yeah.
And there's definitely still, you can see that somewhere deeper in the hull, there's kind of a soft chime that pings once on your data pads. Faint, mechanical, but terribly out of place. And now I leave it to you. What would you guys like to do?
All right. The captain. Go ahead.
Alu-Ra will see the ping on her data pad and hold it up to the captain. What do you make of this?
I'm not sure yet. Something out there. Well, I suppose the only way to find out is with investigation. So let's investigate. I look back at Quancho. You have your books with you.
I have a book. I have 2 books.
The captain will crack a wry smile. Good enough. I suppose an intelligent mind might be more useful than the pages kept there within. Let's carry on, and be careful. The captain will look.
And as they walk, Andy will say, and not targeting anyone specific, but just a friendly reminder, don't touch unknown goop. Okay? Okay.
Why do I feel like that's very targeted towards me?
I have no idea what you're talking about. It's just a friendly reminder not to touch goop.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good reminder. I'd say, at least. I mean, it took, well, did an extra cleaning crew to get it out of the med bay, but no fingers being pointed, right? We're all, cordial here.
Friendly
Obviously.
reminder.
Yeah, friendly. Don't take it personally, Gonko. I'm sure it's not. Oh, God.
Alura will just pat Quanko on the shoulder and say, "I'm sure it was delicious."
Bit of a minty aftertaste to it.
Tastes like pennies.
Well, the captain is walking with one hand on Alara's shoulder because Alara's much bigger than they are, and has a gun. So that's probably good enough reason. They'll be very close, but they know Alara can take a hit, so they'll back them up if anything hits the fan, which it likely will. So once more into the breach, I suppose.
All right. You press on through the ship. It's not a huge ship. It's not a destroyer or a massive freighter. It's a little bit smaller than the Relic itself. And as you march down the main hall, you notice. Make me perception checks. Let's do some rolls. Let's roll some dice in the dice rolling game.
In the dice rolling game.
Why would we do
Blast
that?
Nice.
Okay, good. Nice. Quanko's reading his book. Quanko, you're not really too interested in this weird old tomb of a ship. You got your eyes down in one of your books. The rest of you, however, as you're walking, one of the things you notice is that the makeup of the ship, it's derelict in the sense that it's old. The life support in this ship hasn't been active for quite some time, you can tell. But the deterioration in here is you don't see any signs of like a struggle. There's no claw marks, there's no blood, there's no bodies, there's no big dents. It's the natural deterioration of a ship that's been floating in space without anything to keep it in one piece except for the bolts itself. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And as you come to the end of this hallway, you see a sign up on the wall. It is written in VAA Common, and you can see that there's an arrow pointing to the right where it says crew quarters, and an arrow pointing to the left where it says bridge.
Question, DM.
Yeah.
I've got some support things that probably should have been mentioned earlier. Are they applicable now?
Yeah, which ones?
Inspiring leader and the musician.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can say that stuff would have happened on the Relic before you guys popped over here. Not a problem.
Okay, I figured that'd be great. So everybody gets, obviously, heroic inspiration from musician, and is it character level and modifier? And then 8 temporary HP. So I'm sure the captain gave a rousing speech just 10 minutes earlier off camera. You just missed it.
You just missed it. Just missed it. What we'll
It
have you
was
do is
so
we're gonna
motivational.
have you give that speech right now, and then I'm going to put it in like the flashback I'm gonna put like the flashback markers and make it look like it was done in a flashback.
Oh, okay.
10 minutes, uninterrupted. You got this.
Yeah, 10 exact
10
whole
minutes.
minutes.
Okay, don't worry. I got a stopwatch right here. No, the captain looks at the crew as they're all standing, I suppose, near the airlock of the relic. You may think you know what waits in there, or you might not. But there could be any number of things: rot, teeth, echoes of old failure, maybe worse, maybe nothing at all. And that might be worse still. This is not a battle worth anything. There might not even be a battle inside. This is supposed to be a quick mission. In and out, we grab something that'll benefit us, and hopefully bring nothing that'll be a detriment to us back. But know that we want to go in there. There's no rescue waiting, and likely no grand treasure, but there is a silence in that ship. You can hear it now. And that's where oaths go to die. I will not let mine die unheard. You follow me not because I promise safety. I cannot. You follow me because I walk first. Because I do not turn. Because I will not leave you behind, no matter what answers us when we knock. If you fall, I will carry your name. If I fall, speak mine only once, then keep moving. We do not flinch, we do not forget, and we do not break. And they turn towards the door and place one hand on the hull, and the ship sort of creaks in the deep response, as if it's listening. And then say, all right, let's march, my friends.
Hell yeah. Go ahead and take inspiration. That was great.
All right. I did a thing.
So yes, you guys would have the benefits of that. And then the musician one gives inspiration, right?
Yeah, heroic inspiration to everybody.
To everybody. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. All right. So, you would have received this before you popped onto the ship. So now you are faced with this kind of end of the hallway, and you see that there's the sign that says crew quarters to the right and bridge to the left. Oh, actually, I would say, forgive me. So it would say bridge to the left, and then to the right it would say crew quarters, and then underneath that, with this like in the same direction, it would say med bay as well. That would be in the same direction.
It might be worth investigating the bridge. If there's anything up there that has the potential to take this away from us, we might want to rid ourselves of it.
And
Post
as you
haste.
know, all true adventurers go left first.
It's everywhere. Every time. I love the consistency between universes. It's canon.
Same
Alright, let's go
universe,
left.
actually.
True. To be fair, the last time we heard it was not in this universe.
Oh, no? Okay.
It's,
I'm used to hearing Bebop say it all the time.
fair enough, actually. I don't play enough with Bebop. Let's go left, Jim.
All right. So, you guys head left, and you make your way into the ship. You realize that this is following the ping of your data pad. And it continues, that ping itself continues to grow sharper with every corridor. You can see your data pad, it's growing, the times it pings is growing less intervals as as whatever you have it locked onto, whatever signature is helping kind of guide you in a direction. Each tone is echoing off of the bulkheads, all stripped of color and sound, and the light from your helmets catches a hanging cable that sways down like vines in the thin air. And ahead, you see a blast door that sits half open, its hydraulics frozen mid-cycle. The ping originates beyond that. You can see that had the doors been shut, it would have said bridge across it. And pushing through, you emerge into the bridge. A graveyard of consoles and ghosted holo displays. Every surface wears this very thin layer of frost, and you can see the captain's chair that just kind of continues spinning in a circle as if it was a little off kilter with the new gravity that's coming in. There's no blood, there's no bodies even still in here, just the echoing silence. And as your scanners sweep across the room, there's kind of like a static radiation haze, and then there's a clear signal. And you can see in a shattered footlocker right near the captain's chair, this on the side of it, stamped with a very familiar VAA serial mark. You can see that there's a ping coming from inside of the broken footlocker there.
Alright. Well, there's our treasure chest. The captain will move forward. Alora, wait, hold on. The footlocker is open or closed?
It's closed, but you can see that the lock that was on it, whatever lock portion of it, has been broken.
Okay. The captain's going to creep forward. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it might be a little safer to, and I'd like to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
The range of it for me is 60 feet, and the hand is invisible.
Okay, perfect.
So we just want to try and just give it that little telekinetic flick open.
All right. You flick it open, and as you do, you can see there are inside 3 units that remain intact. There are 3 standard issue energy cells. They are faintly glowing with residual charge. You would know that energy cells, well, they're very valuable because there's a lot of Magitech that uses them. They're basically the batteries that fund most Magitech creations. They are also worth about 150 coin each.
And are they safe to handle?
Yeah, they're just like big batteries. Okay. Kind of like they're about the same size as like a power tool battery.
Alright. Just pick a couple up. We'll stow those away, I'm sure.
Cool. Yeah, as you lift them free, your boots disturb this very thin lattice of frost across the floor. And there's a soft chime that rings throughout the bridge. Bing! And then there's another. Bing! You're not sure. You know there's a little bit of power that's been in certain areas, but not enough to where you thought that anything would react. But then there's a flicker. And you hear a calm synthetic voice that crackles through a couple speakers, glitching and fragmented.
Unauthorized access detected. Security code protocol data 9.
And you hear the walls from 3 sections in the floor, grates that open up and about a couple of feet, and from them you see small little security drones with limbs unfolding from these recessed alcoves, beginning to spread their way out and trying to kind of unfold directly in front of you. And as they do so, I'm gonna need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do you want us to do it on this map?
No, let me go ahead and move you guys. That's a great call. Boom. Go ahead and roll initiative for the first time.
First time ever.
First time ever, and I don't like my joking. Oh, me.
Drones are like CR23. No more sessions.
Oh, I rolled so good.
Yeah, no, I told you guys this was I'm doing all this work for a one-shot.
Not even a one shot. This was just the intro.
Yeah, I've just been wanting
Then we're
to
gonna play.
I've just been wanting to use an Astral Juggernaut for so long that I just couldn't wait.
Yeah. So
Or Astral
anyway,
Dreadnought, there it is.
our real characters are.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that to me because I'm already starting on working on my version of Andy.
No. These are hopefully characters you all will want to keep for a long time. All right. Let me go down here. Let me get my guys rolled in here real quick.
Oh no, I didn't mean to do that at all.
Adorable.
Oh, he's so cute.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we can't kill him. He's adorable.
All right, Andy, what would you like to do with that adorable little robot?
Well, I certainly want him to calm the hell down and tell him his job is over. No one lives here anymore. Let me see. I have some things, and I just want to double check what those things are. Oh, fun. Okay, good to know. Okay. There are there's one over here. I will go ahead and do my job as port and go ahead and just cast Bless on we'll do Allura, our captain, and Nova.
All right. So you are concentrating on that. What is it? Why don't you describe for us, the new players and the audience, what your bless in this setting looks like?
Well, we still have to figure out the Pantheon situation, so this may change. But I feel like Andy is the perfect sort of mix of science and faith, that those two things are inextricably linked for her. It's not, they don't live in two different worlds. They are one and the same. And so I think her bless would look probably something like very light as in lit up, but also have that touch of science. And I feel like a lot of her magic comes out looking like a double helix a lot.
Oh, okay.
That's fun. Swirls of her magic look like DNA strands.
Sure, I like that.
So that's what it comes out looking like.
Hell yeah. All right, you guys feel emboldened. And is there anything else you'd like to do, Andy?
Maybe back away from this little dude. But sticking kind of close to my bug friend. Since he seems like maybe he's the squishy type.
Fair enough. All right.
All right, that's it.
Excellent. Well, we're going to move on to this guy who, well, he's got a couple of great targets in front of him. So I think what we're going to do, both of you are of equal distance. Actually, 3 targets. We've got 3 targets. So we're going to do this. We're going to roll, and we're going to see who he goes after first. 1, 2, Allura. 3, 4, Nova. 5, 6, Andy. Nova. He's going to go straight forward here. He's going to come up here to you. And he makes 2 cargo tentacle attacks. So he's going to reach out, and one of his arms begins to extend outward, kind of like a go-go gadget arm, with a big iron claw on the end of it. And he's going to try to wrap around you with it. 15. I believe that's going to miss. It deflects off of your armor, and he is going to try again though, with a critical hit. That's a 27 to hit for 19 points of bludgeoning damage as you deflect the first one away, but the second one was already coming, and it manages to get right at a hook point.
I think we're going to have to...
Oh.
The good old silvery barbs.
All right. What does your silvery barbs look like?
There it is. It's an attempt to try and just force push the attack away.
Okay.
Hoping it will be enough to make it a miss.
Excellent. All right, he's going to try to roll one more time. It's a 17. That's going to make it just miss as you push off with this force energy, and it pushes his tentacle away that was just about to strike at a keen point right between some of her armor slots. It was about to strike really deep, but you managed to push it away. Who's going to get the advantage from that spell?
I'm going to give it to our captain.
Okay, No Name, you have it.
Alright.
All right, that was its second attack, and it was unsuccessful. So Nova, how would you like to respond?
I think with the response, what we're gonna do is take our shocking attachment on our arm and very much try to hit it with a shocking grasp.
Let's see here. A 21 to hit. That will absolutely strike into it. As it catches onto it and you force lightning power into it. Let me see here. It's going to make a Constitution saving throw. It's going to roll a natural 1. And as you force lightning into it, it fries a little bit, and it has the stunned condition until the start of its next turn.
Oh, how convenient.
Old technology, you know, little haywire-y.
That's fair. I think that'll do it for me.
All right. Quanko.
I would like this fellow down here. If I could get an intelligence saving throw from him, we're going to cast Mind Sliver on him.
All right, intelligence saving throw. They are perfectly average at this. That is a 19. You reach out and you realize that there's the artificial aspect of his intelligence is very minimal and difficult to grasp a hold of.
That's a little rude. Could you give me a DC 14 strength save? I want to try and bonus action shove him.
Strength save? Natural 20 for 25. He doesn't. In fact, he moves closer.
I'm going to take my ball and go home now. We will scoot back a little bit. That will be our turn.
No Name. You have the flurry of the silvery barbs running through your veins.
I feel lighter. Maybe telekinetic push from Quanko. Well done. The captain usually likes to quote a little thing before they start fighting, and they sort of utter to themselves, "I do not love violence, but I do not fear what I understand." A Kedivore said that. And then they're going to rush, got a front flip over this console here and run down to this little droid in the corner. And we're going to give it a couple strikes.
Hell yeah.
Which I haven't set up fully yet, but we'll do it as is. The first one is a...
That'll hit.
20. Wonderful. Then we will roll the damage. 7 damage.
All right, you come through with that kick and you smash part of it and you see some sparks kind of kick off from a neck joint.
All right. And then we're going to use a bonus action for Bardic Inspiration to Bardically inspire Alura, as they'll sort of say, well, I suppose now's the time to unholster it and aim it. Death awaits if you do not. Good luck. And they're going to use that to activate the Dazzling Footwork ability and then strike again.
Okay, hell yeah.
Let's try it. Oh, that's very poor. I don't think a 9 hits.
Not quite enough, unfortunately. You try to strike again, and you hit it, but it's in one of its more armored spots, and you feel a kind of a vibration ripple up your leg.
Is it even worth rolling the bless? Would that potentially make it hit?
If you roll maximum on your bless, you could hit it.
Oh, well, I mean, easily. I do that every day.
Hey! Yeah. You do. You hit that spot, but you manage to force enough power into it to just puts all the pressure into that one point. And you see a crack in part of its plating.
Just gotta have that confidence.
Go ahead and roll the damage. 7. Nice.
7 again. Alright. Yeah, kind of flexes their gloves, looks back at Andy. Well, we work very well together as a team. Good work, crew. Let's clean up. That's gonna be the end of their turn.
Alright. Well, it didn't appreciate that, so it is going to try to lash back out at you, No Name. Let's see here.
Try me.
It's a 21 to hit.
Whoa, don't try me that hard.
for 12 bludgeoning damage. And you see its kind of go-go tentacle wraps around you and begins to grapple you, and you are currently let's see here. Yeah, just grappled, not restrained, but you are grappled. Escape DC 15.
Okay.
And then, while he's got you grappled, he's going to try to bop you again with his other tentacle.
Don't like that.
That's a 15 to hit.
That misses.
All right, that's one's going to miss then. You managed to kind of squiggle out of the way. That is his turn. Alura.
She is going to see the captain taking hits and is going to jump directly across to this creature. And will... I've renamed Rage Kerfuffle because Rage is far too extreme for a soft, gentle soul like her. So she's going to Kerfuffle.
Okay, I like it.
Is going to bop this thing with a maul recklessly.
All right.
22 to hit for 15 damage.
That will absolutely hit. As you break and bend the metal inward and it crushes downward. It's still kicking though, but you're did a good chunk.
That is me.
All right. This guy. Quanco, this guy didn't appreciate getting pushed back. He's gonna come up here.
He didn't even get pushed.
Well, he didn't appreciate getting attempted to get pushed. He's going to try to get you with a tentacle. He's going to miss, though. He's going to try to get you with the other tentacle, which is going to get a little bit closer, but still not quite enough as you kind of dip and dodge to either side and pull up some magical arcane shields that block his ability to grasp you. That's his turn. That's all he's got. Andy.
Yeah, Andy sort of gives everyone a quick once-over. Everyone looks okay, so she will focus on this one who is attacking their wizard. That's not nice. I will go ahead and firebolt it.
Okay. 10 is gonna miss, unfortunately.
Of course it
is. It's made of metal, and the fire just kind of splatters off it. Doesn't even notice it.
Well, that is all I've got. So.
Okay. All right. That'll move us over here to this guy who's got Nova in front. Nova. Oh no, he's stunned. He's stunned until. Hold on. What was the stun? How long did the stun go? Let me double check. He has the stun condition until the start of his next turn. So, okay, so the stun is gone now. And then he gets to take his turn. So, okay, so he is going to try to wrap around Nova with a cargo tentacle. It's an 18. I think that just gets you, right?
Correct.
Nova, are you muted?
Oh, I thought I unmuted.
Well, I heard that, so I think you're good now. But yes, so he's going to get you there for 9 bludgeoning, and then that's going to grapple you as it wraps around you. And then he's going to try to... You know what? His other tentacle is actually going to lash out at Andy, and it's going to try to grab a hold of her. But it's going to miss with a 13. Alright, Nova.
Alright, so I'm grappled, so it is a straight roll against the grappler. If I am not mistaken. So
yes, it is. Alright, yeah, you blasted again for another 2 points. Let's see here. How much... Oh, I think I forgot to take the damage away from the last one. How much damage did you do last time to it? I think I just stunned it.
Great question.
Let me scroll up.
I want to say it was like 6.
I think you're...
It was in the middle of the road.
I found it. It was 7.
Oh, okay. I was close.
Well, -7. I forgot. I missed that last time. So, all right, there we go. So yes, you managed to zap it again. It is going as it holds on to you, and it's this one has some really loose circuits, and it just kind of it's stunned again. It's gonna let go of you as it is now stunned again.
Perfect.
As you keep tasing it. It only needs to make a DC 10.
Well, what can you say about old technology? I'm gonna move over here, kind of pose a blockade, if you will.
Okay.
And yeah, that'll do it for me.
All right. Excellent. Blanco.
If I could get a... I'm asking for another intelligence saving throw.
Okay. It's gonna roll a 5. And it will
Excellent. He'll take a little psychic damage, and he'll subtract a D4 off of his next saving throw. We're gonna try and shove him again.
Okay, okay. So that is a saving throw then. So why don't you go ahead and roll a d4? We'll see what the minus is. Minus one. Okay, it's strength, right?
Yes, DC 14.
Ooh, 23. You go to push him, and he just, again, continues moving towards you.
Someone's been too sedentary, and is getting heavy.
Truth, though. All right, anything else?
That's their turn.
All right.
That's their turn.
No name.
Absolutely. I don't know why I thought the one up there stunned was dead. That's why I ran off. Probably should have stayed, but, well, them's the breaks, kid. Let's punch this guy.
Yeah.
Alright, rolling to hit. 21.
Ah, there we go. That'll hit.
Very nice. That'll do, minimum, just 5 damage.
All right. Yeah, you punch it in another of its vital spots, where the armor plating is a little weaker, and you can feel it kind of dent in, and there's a few more sparks that pick up.
Yeah, and then the captain is going to use a bonus action for, what is it called? Starlight Step, I think that's the one.
Oh, okay, your astral, your half-elven astral ability.
Yes, half elven, more on the half side. Their elven ears aren't very pronounced at all. But they teleport out of the grapple into the captain's chair and kind of sit down and put one leg over the other and say, you know, I don't really know why things try to hold you down. Freedom is the most important thing in the galaxy. And that will be their turn.
That was dope. If you didn't already have inspiration, I would have given it to you. That was sick. All right. Very cool. You get some style points there. This robot now has Alura in front of them, so they are going to attack Alura with a cargo tentacle, which is going to miss with a 13. I'm going to try.
They'd have advantage because I'm reckless.
You reckless. That's going to be a 23 to hit for 6 bludgeoning and reduced to 3. And then you are still grappled though, so it's going to hold on to you. Then it's going to try to get you. You know what? It's going to kind of shimmy up here around you. And it's going to use its other tentacle to try to grab hold of No Name again. With a 21. Reach. Yeah, it's got the tentacle kind of goes a go-go gadget arm and reaches out in your direction and grabs a hold of you with its claw for 10 bludgeoning as it begins to crush down on your shoulder.
It wraps like around me in the captain's chair, and the captain is like, I may have been a little hasty. I apologize.
But it does have you grappled, so that is it though. Alright, Alura.
Alright, let's do another reckless attack. 22 to hit for
absolutely
16.
hit it for 16. Yeah, another crushing blow as you see more sparks coming up from its dented, the kind of the glass dome around its head part it's cracked and broken. It's still holding on, but it's looking real bad.
That's my turn.
A couple more good hits. This guy's going to, it's got you, Quanko. He's going to try to get you with his cargo tentacle. Ooh, that's a 21. for 13 bludgeoning damage. And then he's going to try to get Andy with his other one, which is going to be a 12, which is going to miss. So Quanko, he's got you grappled, and you take 13 bludgeoning damage as you feel that crushing embrace. And Andy, you kind of slither out of the way of his tentacles that tries to grab you. Andy, what would you like to do?
Well, we're just going to try to firebolt him again and see if maybe this one singes him.
Not quite enough. You're almost. Seems like it's almost enough to hit, but...
Wow, this is a great start, guys. All right. How's everybody looking? Nova, you could... Oh, and Captain over there as well. Okay. Well, let's focus on our Captain first.
Captain, my Captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain. I will... Okay, now I have, like, a lot of things when it comes to healing, and I'm unfamiliar with, so give me just a second to figure out which one I want to use.
She's like, I promise, guys, I'm really good at healing. I just have to make sure I know how to do it right.
Well, like through a tablet.
Because it's different where, like, I get, like, freebies, and but then it changes if I use a spell slot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I got you. No, new character, who dis? I got you. And we did start at level 4, so, you know.
Yeah, so I didn't get to learn it as I go. Okay. Okay. I'm going to use a healing word on the Captain. But a couple things can happen with this. So give me a sec. Hold on. I get to roll another D4, and you can take the higher of that. Let me make sure that that's correct.
What are you using?
It's the bedside manner. Whenever you cause a creature to regain HP using magic, you can roll one extra die and discard the lowest.
Oh, okay, cool. Absolutely. So go ahead and roll, and as long... Hey! Alright, so that adds 2 to that, so it's going to be a 13 healing.
And there's an because I am a life cleric, I get to, when a spell I cast using a spell slot restores HP, which I did, then you also regain an additional 2 plus the spell slot level, so that's 1, so an extra 3 on top of that.
So you're at maximum hit points.
Yeah, the Captain spins around in the chair one more time and says, "To heal is not to undo, it is to bear the weight." Olin Vest said that. Thank you, Andy.
The robot pulls you back to its attention.
Sorry, just a moment. I'm a little preoccupied.
And that'll be it. And Nova, I got you on the next one.
All right, very nice. Well, this one is going to try to hold on to Nova. The stun goes away, and then Nova is going to try to get you with a tentacle. That one's going to get you with a 19 to hit for 13 bludgeoning damage as it wraps around you and holds on to you. And then it's going to come over here, up here, and then Andy, it's going to try to get you with its other one. Ooh, that one's going to get you with an 18 for 7 bludgeoning, and it's going to wrap around you, and you feel that iron grip clench down, and I will need a concentration check for Bless.
Yeah. And it should roll at an advantage automatically, I think.
You took Warcaster, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Yeah, you hold on to it, not a problem. I just take the damage. And then that's it for its turn. Nova, you are currently grappled.
It's true. I'm gonna Starlight teleport, I think, over to here.
Okay. You are no longer grappled.
And then I think we're gonna crouch a little bit, get our lightning launcher prepped, and shoot the one I've been shooting with a little lightning zappy zap.
Lightning launcher with a 17. That will absolutely hit for 6 lightning damage. And let me go ahead and roll. And it is stunned again until the beginning of its next turn.
It needs to, like, get its life together.
I know, it even has a +3, too.
Do better. That's old age.
That 9 that's not quite enough. It almost did it this time, but...
Alright, that'll be me.
But with that, Andy, you feel its grip upon you loosen, and you are no longer grappled as it is now stunned. Alright. Quanko, you are grappled.
We are grappled. We're going to cast a spell. We're just going to cast a little cloud of daggers. Right there.
Alright, go ahead and roll the damage. As you manifest these daggers out of thin air to just begin shredding this creature's metallic body. It's a terrible sound that rings out as these knives begin cutting and piercing through this metallic robot. But, I mean, it's doing it. It's cutting it up. There's a lot of sparks that are flying up as it's happening. There's some cracks in its glass frame, but, you know, every little bit helps.
All of those were 2s. I don't know why, I'm just amused by that. That will be our turn.
Excellent. No name, that brings us to you. You are currently grappled while sitting in the captain's chair.
That's fine. Their arms are kind of bound to the side of the chair, so they look down and they need to improvise. They look over at Quanko and say their sort of agreed upon tactic that they used before on a different planet, and kind of just shout out boot knife, and hopefully the combo is that Quanko uses their telekinesis to shoot a knife towards the captain. The captain kicks it with their boot towards the next target. So, which is just going to be me throwing a dagger at the stunned robot.
Okay, that's awesome. I love that.
So, let's see. It would be a disadvantage, but it's stunned, so it'll cancel out. Hopefully.
Yep.
Captain spins around to kick it.
12. It'll
12?
just pings off of its armor.
Oh, well, I'm blessed. Hold on.
Oh, yep, there it is. That'll hit. That's able to sink down into it.
Okay, perfect. Spin around in the chair, kick it with the tip of their boot, lands into the droid, does... Hold on, let's find out how much damage it does. 6 whole damage.
Very nice.
And then, of course... well, no, I can't really do that, actually. I'm gonna have to just sit in the chair. And the chair will keep spinning as they realize they used far too much force, and now they're just getting more tangled in the droid's tentacles.
The arm just keeps extending, like, humorously, like a clown arm.
When does it stop?
Yeah. And then it just pulls back, and you just spin violently in the other direction, like a whirlpool. Alright, so now it's got each of you clenched, so it's going to do 1 on you, Alura. 17 is going to clinch down on you as it squeezes you for 13, reduced to 6. And then it's going to kind of clinch down on you, No Name. Yeah, so what it does with that critical hit is it does exactly as I said, and it just pulls rapidly back and retracts its arm enough to where you begin spinning around violently, the force of it crushing you further into the arm. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage, No Name, as it just kind of crushes you with G-force.
Oof. Okay, maybe we can stop with the spinning. It's getting to me a little bit.
That's it, though. That's all it can do. Alura.
Alura will look at the droid and say, I'm so sorry, but that is just not permitted. And 27.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you crunch down another massive hit on this creature, and you feel its grip beginning to slowly relax as it grows closer and closer towards an unstable point where it's not able to hold on anymore. But it's not quite there yet. It's looking real bad, though.
That's me.
All right. This one up here, it's got Quanko. Quanko, this one is going to try to wrap its tentacle around you further. No, that's gonna miss. This one's gonna reach out with its other tentacle at you, Andy. Oof, that is a critical hit.
That one we will silvery barbs.
Okay. Alright, it's not critical. It's still going to hit for 10 bludgeoning, Andy, and then you are grappled by this one here that's also holding on to Quanco. But it's not 16, which is much better.
So 10, you
Yeah,
said?
you take 10 bludgeoning and you're grappled. And then I'll need another concentration check for Bless.
Yes.
Yeah, you're fine. With a 19, you are good. And Andy, what would you like to do?
Well, this is unpleasant, is what this is. Okay, I'm going to use the healer. I'm going to use my blood and bone feature, which allows me to use my healer's kit, and that I can expend and roll a hit point die to regain that number of HP.
Okay,
So I'm going to do that to myself.
that sounds
Please
good.
be good. Please be good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Excellent.
That was pretty good.
Excellent.
10 healing,
I am
nice.
So good at this. And then for my bonus action, I'm going to healing word Nova. And then I did most of what I was trying to accomplish. Okay, so there's that button. And then
Alright.
I'm going to roll an extra d4 because she gets to take the higher one. So
So plus 2,
Okay.
so 11 would be the total.
plus an additional 3 because of
Alright, so 14 healing to Nova. Nice.
and now I'm done. Thank you.
Alright, good turn. Great turn. Right, well, this guy saw you doing all that stuff, Andy, and his protocol says that he needs to put a stop to that. So he's going to come over here. He's going to squiggle his way over here, and oh yeah, his stun would go away at the beginning of his turn. And then he's going to try to get Andy with one of his tentacles. Oof, that's another critical hit.
Stop it! I haven't even touched you.
For 16 bludgeoning damage. It seems it's a little easier for him to hit you as that other tentacle wraps around your leg and begins crushing down on your thigh bone. You can feel it crunching, and he's going to try to get Quanco with his other one. Missing with a 9 on that one. Alright, Nova, you see this bot get between you and Andy as she tries to call out to you, and it comes down and just begins crunching down. Oh, I'm sorry, Andy, I will need that concentration check too real quick.
Oh, yes. I'm going to do that.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh.
I think you have inspiration,
Oh, I have
though.
an inspiration!
Yes, you do. Thank your bards. Thank your captain. See what you got with it. You got one more roll.
Okay.
The 11 is enough.
Oh, thank
Well
goodness.
done.
Okay. For Pete's sake, stop hitting me.
All right, Nova.
I was informed to move 5 feet closer.
She didn't end up holding the action, so
Oh, I know. I'm still doing it. though.
fair enough.
You saw Andy doing quick calculations and pulling things out of her bag is what happened.
Do one of that at
Ooh.
advantage. I was given that. On to this guy right up here again.
The one right between you and Andy.
Yep.
All right, another huge zap of lightning as it courses through. It does manage to keep itself without getting stunned, though.
Good job.
It seems like it's getting used to your lightning.
I'm just proud that it finally did it.
I know, right? 4th time's a charm.
Get closer. I'll get right there.
That's the end of your turn?
Yes, please.
Okay. Quanco.
Right, I realize now, using spells I'm not used to using, this boy here would have taken the damage at the end of his turn had he not moved out of the cloud of daggers.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yes, reading the spell explains the spell, I've recently learned.
Fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's fine. He didn't. Okay, that's fair. I thought he would have just taken it at the beginning of the turn, but
No, because on your turn you move it.
oh, if you want to, gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's fine. We'll just move it
Yep.
going forward.
Yeah, so I'll just leave it here,
Sure.
and we're going to. You know what? We will use our action, and we will move it onto his neighbor.
Okay, cool. And so if he stays there at the end of his turn, then he'll take the damage.
Yes, although.
Are you sure there's not automatic damage? I thought I could have sworn it did damage as soon as it was
there
in the
is the verbiage. I think it's when it
A
first
creature
hits
also
them.
takes this damage if it enters the cube or ends its turn there, or if the cube moves into its space. So it will take
Yes.
the damage now.
Yes, so he'll take it now.
All right, yeah, 12 slashing carves up part of this robot. He is looking more sparky and sparky as he goes.
Oh, that's good. We're gonna try and give the other one a little shove
The one in front of you?
closer. Yes, as a bonus action. DC 14. Oh, so
16.
close. So close.
One of these days.
That's the
They're
way
pretty
sure.
strong. They're meant to like move cargo.
They,
and stuff
they
around.
are. They are. They're beefy. Metally, not beefy.
Yes, they're very,
okay.
very metallic. All right, no name. This robot in front of you is sparking a lot.
Still spinning around in the chair, likely going to see some of the technology light up around the bridge and say, oh, well, that's good. That's bright. I could use some of that. And we'll use their magical prowess to take some of that illuminated energy and cast Starry Wisp towards this creature.
I like
at
it.
disadvantage, because I'm within its melee range, of course, but I've got not many other options.
All right, no worries. Go ahead and whip that wisp across the star deck.
Huge.
18 will absolutely hit.
That would have been a nat 20. That's crazy.
Smashes into
All right.
this thing.
Damage. Let's see. Just the 4.
All right, he'll take it though.
And I will bonus action. Let's see. Is it going to come around? I could try to heal Andy. Andy's looking pretty bad. That's a sphere. That's not a lion dog. Yeah, why not? As they keep spinning around and say, "Yeah, you're doing great, Andy." And I picked this up from you, and cast Healing Word. It's not as powerful, but it's good. It's good. 8.
I mean, every little bit helps.
Indeed. And still spinning. That's the end of their turn.
All right, this one that's looking real bad. Let's got one for Alu-Ra. It's an 18 for Alu-Ra. That's gonna be 10 reduced to 5 while you rage as they squeeze down on your body. Then this one's gonna try to continue to crush No Name with the spinning chair of G-force, but is not able to this time. No Name is becoming one with the movement. That's it for this one. Alu-Ra, what do you want to do? You one good strike. You could finish this guy.
All right, let's do it recklessly.
All right, hell yeah! And that's exactly what you needed. What does it look like as you crush this thing down?
I invert its head, and the inside of its head comes crashing down into the deck. And she says something along the lines of, "Oh, I do hope you'll forgive me for this." And then she takes a running leap 30 feet across the room with her boots of striding and springing, and then in between the two of them up here. That'll be my turn.
Nice. I love that. All right, and No Name, you are no longer grappled as this one, the power of this one is no longer upon you. All right. This worker bot here. This one is holding on to both Andy and Quancho already, so it's going to continue to squeeze on the ones that it has. So this one's going to be for you, Quancho. I'm an 18 for 12 bludgeoning. And then it's going to try to squeeze on Andy. It's not able to with a 13. That's it.
Good.
Andy, that brings us to you, as you are currently being grappled by a couple of them.
Oh my lord. I'm just the medic.
It's a war crime, really.
Right? Okay. Quanco's not great. I'm not great. Okay. We're gonna priorities. Okay. I can't move though because I'm grappled, correct? Okay, so I'm gonna do that healer's kit thing on myself again. It's another.
Can you do it multiple times?
It doesn't say I can.
Okay.
It just uses a hit die.
All right, cool.
That right? Whenever you cause no, that's bedside manner. Where's the other one? It's an action.
From the physician background, right?
Yes, but blood and bone. Taking the utilize action and expending the use of a healer's kit lets you heal a creature within 5 feet.
Oh,
the creature can,
okay, gotcha. This is that. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
I understand. Hell yeah.
can expend and roll a hit point die to regain that number of HP. So I do lose the die. So if and when there's a short rest, I have less to roll.
Copy that. No, that makes total sense. No, that's cool.
Yeah, but feel like maybe it's worth it until I buy some healing potions for myself. Captain, we need to go shopping after this. Okay. Okay, so that's me.
Okay.
I feel better now.
All right, cool.
And then Quanco, with my bonus action, will get a healing word. We'll just use our last level one. Boop. And then the extra die. Boop. Was that better? Did I roll better? No, it's the same. So that, but you do get an additional +3.
All right, so 16 healing. Life clerics are so good.
That's what I'm here for. All right.
You're a good medic. The galaxy is a dangerous place.
All right. In her head, she is writing her shopping list. Pick up another healing kit and healing potions, which are called something. I don't remember what you wanted.
They're called hypos. They do
Hypos.
actually exist. I did make them as actual items that you can carry on your character sheet.
All right.
I don't know if you guys also checked. There is in the Discord. There's under ship statistics. There's like shared resources that you guys can that are just on the ship that you guys can just kind of grab from.
Okay. Good to know. All right. That's it.
All right. This guy that's in the Cloud of Daggers doesn't appreciate being in the Cloud of Daggers, so I think he's going to move right here. Nova, you can take an attack of opportunity if you would like.
I would. But I cannot.
Alright then, so he's got 1 on Andy, so Andy's going to try to crush you with the tentacle. Not going to do it. And then he's
Does Alu Ra get
No, because he's still next to her.
Oh.
And then his other tentacle is going to try to get Alu Ra, who is now right next to him. It's going to be a 21 to get you, Alu Ra, for 10 reduced to 5, but you are now grappled by the one above you. That is it for that turn. Nova!
Hey. That one over there. I think I'm just gonna give the little red dot injured boy a magic missile. Oh. So that would be what? 12? 12? Force damage?
Yes, absolutely. What does your magic missile look like in this setting as those bolts fly out and smash into this robot?
Well, due to being an armorer, I imagine there's like an additional module on the lightning cannon that shoots just like kind of just instead of like a beam of plasma, it is just focused points of plasma.
Cool.
So just like the ball lightning, pretty much.
Okay, cool.
It's like beads of ball lightning.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, they fly off and boom, 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 smash into this creature. You see little openings in its chest and the plating as the bolts smash into it, and there's sparks kind of skittering out.
I'll take it. That I think will do me.
Quanko.
We're going to move our cloud of daggers up here.
All right. Well, go ahead and give me that damage.
It's coming.
All right. Very nice.
$11. I think that's it.
All right. Then No Name, you are free now.
Oof. They plant their feet firmly on the ground to stop the chair spinning. Well, that was a dizzying and harrowing experience. They stand up and tighten their gloves and walk calmly towards the droid and then plant their fist firmly in its face. Or try to, at least. Oh, certainly tried. Let's try the bless.
Oh, yep, with the bless. Let's see.
Maxed out? Totally?
Ooh,
No.
Unfortunately not. That will miss.
I'll use a bardic inspiration to bardically inspire Andy.
Okay.
As I come over, pat her on the shoulder. Very great work, Doctor. And then I will kick it again. Please, let me hit.
Hell
22,
yeah,
that'll
that
do.
will hit.
Alright, that'll do 8 damage.
All right, yeah, it's looking real bad. You see sparks coming out from its neck, from its chest. It has so many dents and scrapes on it. Its hold on both Alura and Andy very tentative, but it is still a little bit of artificial life still within it.
Okay, it's the end of my turn.
This one is dead. Alura. Are you muted? You are muted.
Sure was. Recklessly, 22 for 19
The one
on the
above
little
you?
guy with the red dot.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, what's it look like as you crush this one down as well?
I have the hammer coming up from the underside of it, and it catches underneath its torso and flips it up through the air and up over Andy's head and crashing into the ground over here.
Hell yeah. It just lands over here and is just a mess of explosive mechanical nothingness.
That's me.
Right, this guy. You and Alura is no longer being grappled, and Andy, you're only being grappled by the one now. This one is still holding on to Andy and Quanko, and it's going to continue to squeeze. So 1 for Quanko, so 21 Quanko for 9 bludgeoning damage. And then I will need that concentration check. Yep, you're good. And then this other one's going to be for Andy. An 11, that's not quite enough. Andy, what would you like to do?
Alright, everybody is looking better for the most part. And I am so over this. So, he is going to get a... come on now. Yeah, let's just throw a holy word at him.
It's not quite enough, unfortunately.
Oh my
Another
god, I
10.
haven't hit anything. For the record, not one hit that I have has hit.
But all of your healing has landed and has kept your party alive.
There you go. Alright, I'm done.
Nova. Nova, I think you're muted.
Huh? Oh, I just wasn't. I hadn't said anything.
Oh, okay,
yet.
gotcha.
Yeah, we're just gonna give the remaining one a little shocking grasp, if you will.
That seems to have been working before. Ooh, the 10 is not enough, unfortunately. That'll miss.
That is me.
Quanko, you're still being squeezed.
I am.
You can feel your carapace beginning to crack.
Well, it's not time for a molt. If you give me a strength save, I'm gonna try and shove him into the cloud.
That's a 16.
Oh, he just makes it. We'll use our action to move the cloud.
There you go. That's fair. If you can't bring him to the cloud, bring the cloud to him. Go ahead and give me that damage.
Got
For 14.
14,
Nice.
very nice.
Yeah, as the blades begin to flip and switch around, beginning to carve into his metallic hide.
That's all for us.
Alright, no name.
Yes, the captain tightens their gloves as they walk around Nova very slowly and say to the droid, victory is not proof, it is the permission to keep going. That's from the Dustblood verse. It's banned in 6 systems, but I have a copy on me. And they're going to punch it. I realize I've committed to the bit now, so I'm going to have to quote something every fight.
Absolutely.
I don't know if this is good or bad, but
Well,
hey man.
it is what it is now.
I'm here now.
21 will hit.
Alright. Let's do 5 damage.
We'll take it. Put another dent
you know
in his
what?
armor.
And I'll do a little more. I will bardically inspire Quanko, since it's still being held, right across from me. And then I will hit it once more.
Okay, Quanko, let's give you the blue dot for inspiration.
And hold on, let's see if the bless
Yep. What you
saves
got?
me.
What you got with the bless? Not
11,
quite enough
poor.
this time.
Oh well, that's all she wrote.
All right, Alu Ra. Feel inspired.
Very recklessly and apologetically slamming this thing in the head.
Yeah, that's
16.
enough. That'll hit for 15 damage as you put another big crushing blow upon this creature. More
And
sparks.
I will add an astral spark for an additional 2 force damage.
Okay, that's cool. What's that from?
It's racial.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or maybe it's my background.
It is a racial.
Okay, thank you.
It's a gift thing. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so you said, I'm sorry, 2d4 force damage?
Nope, just an extra 2, just proficiency.
Oh, just 2 force damage. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take
that
it.
is me.
All right. This worker bot is going to continue squeezing on the ones that it has. It has a directive, and it's going to continue to follow through with it until the end of its possible existence. So it's going to continue to crush Quanko with a critical crush for 14 as it continues to squeeze and crack down. You can feel your carapace beginning to crack. Ichor beginning to ooze, but you manage to hold on, keeping your focus and concentration, not releasing the power of your magic. It is going to then try to crush down on Andy with its other one. It's going to just get you, Andy, with a 17 for another 9 bludgeoning as it continues to squeeze the life out of you. And then, Andy, what would you like to do in response?
At the end of its turn,
Oh, yeah, it doesn't move, so it'll just continue getting slashed up by the knives. As these knives continue to cut deep and lacerate all of its metallic hide and carving up all of the bundles of wires and workings within it, and you can see sparks and little fires beginning to form in some of the wounds. Oh, forgot to put this on, I apologize. It's been in that state for a while. But Andy, what you got?
Lordy Christ. Okay. I really want that thing to be dead, but also Quanko is about to be dead. So Yeah, he's looking bad. We for sure will use our Quanco's. I don't think you look fine. This is my one job, Quanco, because I can't hit for beans. Okay.
Oh, that's true.
So-
I do need the concentration check for your blast real quick. Thank you, No Name.
Oh. Sorry. I'm.
No worries. For that 9 damage you took. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
You're fine.
All right.
Nothing can shake you.
No. Okay. Cool. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and use my channel divinity thing. Boop. To give the 20 HP. And that will help everybody at this juncture. So, Quanco, how many do you need to get up to half?
Looks like 11.
Okay, so 11, and I have 9 left. Anybody else below half?
No.
9.
Okay, so it just goes out into the ether. But 11 Quanco of that 20 can go to you.
Okay, very cool. So Quanco, you feel the rejuvenating healing of your priest medic. The carapace begins to knit back together slowly. Some of the goopy parts kind of work their way back inside.
And that will be it.
All right, Nova.
All right. We are what is referred to as a 2-trick pony. I'm gonna move back because I don't believe they can make an attack of opportunity without any free hands.
No, it cannot actually. Uh, 16 is enough to blast it with 10 points of lightning damage, and it's going to make a Constitution saving throw. Yeah, it's enough. It is not stunned.
Hey, this one's way better than the last
It is.
one.
This one's holding it together.
Good for that.
It's looking bad though. It's looking real bad.
Ah, that's good. That'll be me.
All right, Quanco.
Can it give me a strength saving throw?
You can
Try and
certainly
shove it
try.
down.
16.
Fuck's sakes.
They're real strong.
We're just going to yeah, we have 4 arms and we are holding many things, and we're just gonna give it a little stab with a dagger.
12's just not enough.
We tried.
Yeah, you managed to still get one of the parts that's still intact. Your blade is turned. Anything else?
That's our turn.
All right.
That is all.
No Name.
Yeah.
Save your crew.
I do a spinning hook kick. And try to get this guy.
That's a hit.
25. Bang. 4, 10 damage.
And that is enough. What's it look like?
Yes, the captain pulls their gloves on tight and sort of looks down and says, I was willing to die, you were not, that was the difference. And then spins around, crashing their boot into the side of this robot and sending it flying as the sort of Lego breaking sound happens, the parts scatter across the floor.
And with that, as the final ringing of metallic parts skittering across the floor, broken and shattered, goes quiet. And all you can hear is your heavy breathing from the exhilaration of combat. You realize you have returned back to silence and the deathly nature of the quiet derelict ship. And you guys are out of initiative.
Allura looks to Andy and sees that she made it through this safe, and she just puts her palm behind the base of her head and like touches their foreheads together, and just sort of that showing of care of her best friend having made it through this and how terrified she was to have lost her.
Oh, don't be so melodramatic. It's fine. As she is wiping blood off of her coat. I do need to go shopping soon, though, Mon Capitan. And also maybe find if this hunk of junk has a med bay I can scavenge.
Yes, Miss Valerian. We'll see what we can pick up for you. In the meantime, let's try to figure out why we were attacked here. Nova, Quanco, maybe you can run some diagnostics on the ship, see why the security system activated only when we entered. And it only when we entered a specific part of the room. Strange, isn't it? Alara, potentially we can have a look at that door. I don't want anything else sneaking up on us. And Andy, we'll do what you do best. We're all bleeding a little here. I'm going to take a look at the bridge controls and see if I can decipher anything myself.
Sure. All right. Now that's all finished, what would you guys like to do now? So now you have collected now 3 energy cells, so you can go ahead and add those to your loot.
I'll throw it in party inventory.
Energy cells are used to power a lot of Magitech items.
Well, I'd like to get through kind of the instructions. Well, first I'm going to do what the captain said they were going to do and look at the bridge controls.
Yes, now that we're through that, absolutely. Now go ahead and make me a tech savvy skill. Because this has to deal with the bridge of a ship, I'll let you do it with advantage, being a captain.
All right. Hell yeah. Love to see it. 19.
Okay, perfect. You begin to fiddle with some of the controls. There's a natural affinity that you have for sitting in this chair. Not every ship is built the same, but this one is a VAA ship, and you have seen several VAA ships, and a lot of them have a very similar... they have a very similar vibe to them of how they're kind of constructed. And as you fumble around, you realize you come across... some of the logs, as there's still a little bit of power running through aspects of the ship. Bare bones, like you're not sure how long it's going to last, and the fact that you're even activating it and actually drawing on that power source means it's probably going to fail out soon. So you begin to work through as quickly as you can, trying to navigate through the computers, and you find an access port of the captain's log. Let's see here. You realize that it is behind a secured. It is behind a security password, though.
Okay. Is there any hacking potential with tech savvy? Is that something that would come up? Or?
Yeah, I would say so. I think hacking would fall under tech savvy. I would say that cracking a VAA password, though, is probably it's a decently high check. So
yeah, I don't need to do that. Somebody who's
would Andy, with her ties to the VAA, have some kind of buff to that?
You did medicine with the VAA. You didn't really deal with their computer systems, so I wouldn't know if that would give you necessarily the buff. Nova, however,
and then I can cast guidance on you, Nova.
Give a help action. It's tech savvy.
Yeah.
All right, Nova, you can go ahead, and since you have had actually quite a bit of experience utilizing the computer systems and engineers from VAA databases, you would understand the way that they structure their computers is also pretty cookie cutter, and so you've worked through them a bit. You can go ahead and roll me a tech savvy check with advantage, along with the guidance of 1d4.
I'm gonna assume it's gonna be a 29. They put their birthday in there. I remember whose ship this was.
You rolled a 29. And with a 29, you manage to bypass the password very easily. It is, in fact, his birthday. And so you run a series of number generators, and it passes in through... You bypass the number generator system to go through ship's logs, and it bypasses through all of the birthdays, and it pops up in about 10 seconds. It opens up, and inside this bridge console log... Let me see here. You see, it says Captain's Log, but when you open it up, it says Security Theta 9, Partial Data Reconstruction. Access restricted, Captain's clearance required. File Security Theta 9, last entry 47 days ago. There's an audio track. You hear some corrupted sounds like static, like Containment breach, Sector 9, Sector Theta 9, Ketheron, perimeter compromised, all around vessels carrying Site 7 material are to engage isolation protocol until it becomes garbled again. And then the voice picks back up. You hear, repeat, Site 7 quarantine remains in effect. No contact, no retrieval. Ketheron asset is not stable. There's a pause. Then there's another static crackle. Captain's note. I don't care what the authority says. Those readings, they match the fold pattern. The core's geometry shouldn't even exist, and yet it moves. Every time we scan, it changes. There's a long silence. If this gets out of orbit, it won't matter who finds it first. The stars will... File terminates. I will post that in the chat for you guys to have.
Thank you. I'm trying to keep up, and I'm like, oh, these notes are terrible.
Taking the minutes on her spreadsheet.
But after that plays through, the rest of the lights of power in the bridge fade away.
Well, I guess that solves our problem. Well done, Nova. I hope the security won't be back online.
What would you guys like to do?
I'll look for a trinket from my little scrapbooks.
And Andy would like to scrounge around the med bay to see if there's any supplies left. But then she'd like to go take a break.
Okay, you want to go to the medical wing?
Yeah. Just to see if they have like, you know, like specifically like a healer's kit, like any like supplies, if they have the healing, hold on, what are they called again?
Hypo.
Hypo. I was gonna say turbo, and I'm like, that's wrong. Hypos or healer's kits specifically.
Okay. A healer's kit, yeah, that's just like, we would probably just call that like a med kit in this setting, but yes, it's the same thing. Yeah, so you head down the hallway again. Let me see here. Towards the meds bay. Yeah, is everybody going, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we move back to here. As you move back down the hallways, the silence of the ship, only your breath and your footsteps ringing out with any consistency, and nameless, no name, you hear a voice inside your mind, a voice as familiar as your own. Is everything all right?
I blink. Immediately turn to Quanco and then realize there's nothing from there.
You would recognize it to be
we'll-
Rel's voice.
Yeah, they'll sort of look towards the direction of the ship through the walls. I think so. For now. We were attacked briefly, but it's been dealt with.
Good. Good. I had no doubts with that. I felt the last of the ship's power drain. But there's something else there. It's faint. Something strange, though. I picked it up on my sensors, but I only picked it up after we were connected. I wasn't sure it was even there. I ran some diagnostics, and then I ran a couple of tests just to make sure that it wasn't a mistake. There's something in their hold.
Curiouser and curiouser. Well, thank you, Ral. I don't intend to put down roots here, but we will have to investigate.
Of course.
Stay in touch.
Naturally. And, yeah, you feel that kind of vacate your mind. And just as you come up to a door that looks like it's slightly open in the middle, probably by a couple of inches, but there's no more power to the ship. And it doesn't open when you come to it. And it does say Medbay across the top of it.
The doors don't open, you said?
Nope. No, you guys drain the power of the ship.
Kind of looks at Alura. Got a crowbar?
Do I have a crowbar? I got a big hammer. I do not have a crowbar. But could I try to pry these doors open?
Absolutely. Why don't you explain to me how you would like to go about trying to do that?
All right. I would like to take my large maul, and I would like to bash a big divot into the center of those two doors, and then get my mitts in between them and start pulling them apart.
Okay, I like it. Why don't you go ahead and give me an athletics check with advantage.
26.
All right. As you work your way, your big frame, utilizing your size and your might to your advantage, you manage to go in, and the door, I mean, the doors are designed to open. There's nothing in the way necessarily. They're just, the automation is just not working right now because there's no power source. And so you manage to get in there, and with your help of your tools, you wrench these doors open. And as you enter into this darkened medical bay, the sliding door grinding open with a very reluctant hiss, there's a cold vapor that just drifts outward, curling around your boots. The med bay is entirely dark. I imagine, I don't think you guys ever turned the light off, so that's still going. So since you're still there up front, if you point out and look with your blaster, you can see that there's the areas where there used to be like emergency strips that used to be probably lit up with like an emergency pale blue lighting, now casting no shadows as they just kind of flickered away. Some of them are busted out. You can see the fluorescent tubing and lights shattered in many areas, and as you step in, why don't you guys make me perception checks? Okay. As you begin to look around, you see that this place is in rather poor state. A lot of disarray, a lot of things look like they've been kind of like knocked over in certain areas. You don't see any blood necessarily, but you do see in the center of the room this single medical bed, and you can see a diagnostic screen that's empty. Well, the diagnostic screen is pulsing faintly, and you can see that there is an energy cell that is plugged into the side of this bed that must have activated as a kind of an emergency power source for when the full power went out for this for this specific medical bed. So the diagnostic screen is still kind of pulsing very faintly, as you can see the energy cell lit up in the base of this medical bed. And there's someone on the bed underneath the sheet. Some sort of frame, at least, some sort of lump. And it looks like, the size of a normal humanoid body. You can tell that whatever is beneath the sheet hasn't moved in days or maybe even weeks. The body, it just looks wrong. Kind of lumpy in weird areas. But you'd have to see more, you'd have to pull the sheet away.
I think that's a horrible idea.
I think it's a wonderful idea.
Andy will put her hands up and make everyone take a big ol' step back. Because we have no idea what state we will find under that. And rotting bodies carry a lot of gross things. Goop. So much goop. Deadly goop. Contagious goop. And I think if, and it's a big if, and she looks very pointedly at Quanko, big ol' if we move that sheet, I want everybody to mask up. Because I'm assuming we have some kind of protective headgear for space things.
Yeah, I mean, you guys would have whatever kind of helmets that you would want to bring, physical helmets for sure. They would have equipped what is it? It's an arrow helmet. It's an item it's one of your ship things that you guys share. So that's it's like a cheaper version of the Invo suit.
It's just something with air filter breathing apparatus of some kind.
Yeah. I mean, there's air already on the ship because that's what Sam does is it shares the atmosphere. But yeah, I mean, you can have your own helmet for sure for your own type of internal protection. So there is an item actually if you look in the shared resources for the ship in the Discord. Where did I put it? There it is. Arrow helm breather units. Mark 1. There's 5 of those on the ship, so there's enough for one for each of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna make everybody put that on.
I put it on over the mask of my helmet.
You would have something like that probably installed in your armor.
I'd like to think the captain has one that just kind of goes around their face and then, I don't know, nanotechnology or something expands outward to cover the rest of their head.
That's basically how they work, yeah.
Right, like Star-Lord.
Yeah, it's an actual item, you can add it, and that's basically how they work. It's like a collar that then grows up around your head.
Oh, brilliant, I had no idea, actually.
At the very least, we should retrieve that energy cell. It's valuable.
Yes.
I know Quanko is dying to see what's under that sheet. Maybe Mage Hand is in order.
Before that, though, was there any other supplies that we found other than the energy thing?
You haven't done any quite of investigating yet. This was just your initial overview. So there is still a chance to be able to look. You'll just have to do it after you deal with this.
Okay. Whatever this is, it's going to be gross. I know it.
Well, no stars left to fear. Let's unveil it, Quanko.
Yeah, we'll mage hand the sheet away.
You pull it back, and the body looks wrong. Withered, but untouched by decay. You see the skin pulled tight over its bone, its eyes open and clouded like old glass. There's no wounds, though. There's no blood. There's no bruising. Just empty. And as you look up, you can see the scanner beside the bed loops through its last readout, and you can see the lines of data glitching in and out. But what you're able to make out are a little bit of text written in VAA Common that says, brainwave activity null, neural signature drained. There's a very soft hum that fills the silence, like a residual echo, almost like breathing. But when you look around, looking for a source with your eyes darting, it just stops, fading away from the back of your mind. The temperature feeling like it's dropping, just enough for you to see your own breath.
Would Andy know what kinds of things could cause that?
Well,
I have my suspicion, but I don't
you,
know if Andy knows.
Why don't you go ahead and make me a medicine check to look over the body? A 13. Okay. As you examine the body, giving it a brief O1 view with some of your tools and your data pad, you come to the conclusion there's no damage to the internal organs. There's no sign of disease. There's no sign of poison. All signs of toxicity come back pretty quick. And without doing any like super deep checks, what you're able to tell is that there's no obvious sign of what his death was. But when you move up to the brain, you notice what looks like several places of hemorrhaging where blood vessels have just burst inside of his mind.
Yeah, that's not great. I think we give this room a real quick little look-see just to see what we can grab, and then we get the heck out, is what I propose.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and make
Doctor, I concur.
Why don't you go ahead and make me investigation checks?
I am smart, but not that kind of smart. Thank you.
There you go, 18.
Do some looking around.
Yeah. There you go. All right. As you guys begin to look around the medical bay, you find. Oh, hi. You find a. You find another medical kit, for sure. You would find... Roll me 1d6 and 1d4.
Who?
Whoever. I'll take the first one rolled for each.
Me and Quanko, come on, we got this. I'll do the d6.
Nice.
Hey,
okay. You find
twins.
4 regular hypos, and you find 4 greater hypos.
Nice.
Good find. I suppose these will be sufficient for resupplying, Doctor?
Yeah, that'll do for the time being. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that med kit. And is there a way to track that I've used? Or is that just something I just have to make a note to myself?
I would imagine just put in like in your wherever you can like customize it in the notes, just add it there.
Yeah, that's what I used to do when I played Phil, because I was using them then, and it was a nuisance to keep track.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 on that. Of 1. Okay, cool. So I'll take that, and then how do you guys want to divvy up the hypos? I would like a couple for me, just so that I can use my magic on the rest of you guys.
Well, we already got a few on the ship, so let's probably add that to the count, and then we can divide them.
Oh, yeah, and we can just kind of take one as we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, you guys have a base of
All right.
operation.
All right, so, well, this was great. Let's, skedaddle, as they say.
I don't know if they say skedaddle, but sure. Let's go, Doctor.
Okay.
Is there no other part of the ship we want to investigate?
There's
I
still
am
crew
quite
quarters
curious about that,
and hold.
the core.
I think we're going to explore. We're just going to take a minute to get back to the relic to supply.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, you guys are just hooked up to it. There's nobody bothering you, so.
Yeah.
You do know that the shared atmosphere that from Sam does only last an hour, though, before it needs an entire 24-hour cycle to recharge, so.
If we're gonna go anywhere else, we should just do that now.
Can we take the remaining energy cell from that bed?
Yeah, you can absolutely discharge it. It's kind of in there, so it will take a successful, we'll call that one an engineering check to get that one out. Because it's like built into the bed.
Sure. Smarty pants out there who wants to do it, or do you want me to muscle my way through it?
I think we have an engineer.
Yeah.
Nova, you want to give it a shot? There we go. A 13. You manage to get it out, but there's a little bit of a discharge from the cell as it comes out, and it does lose 5 charges. It was already used a little bit, so go ahead and roll me a D. Well, no, it would have just been activated. So yeah, so you will say it has 15 charges.
Okay. If we are going to venture anywhere else on this ship, we need to do it quickly, and we need to be careful, because I know there are a couple real scary things out there that can suck your brain out, and I am not keen on meeting any of them personally. So,
this thing did have its brain. That guy had its brain. It was ruptured in several places. Like, it had, like, aneurysms and hematomas, you know.
Yeah, I was sort of speaking more proverbially,
Fair.
but either way, brain suckers, and I don't want to meet any. So, let's get a move on. Plus, Sam's gonna start winding down here, and we don't want to be stuck on this ship without atmosphere.
Now you guys have the cargo hold still, and you guys have the crew quarters.
I guess cargo hold is the more pertinent. That's where we can salvage stuff.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
Let's check out the cargo hold.
Okay. As you guys work your way through the ship, a very quiet ship, you hear that false atmosphere kind of buzzing around you, and as you descend down into the cargo hold, the lights cutting through the hangar frost and the drifting dust as you kind of kick it up moving, You see rows of shattered crates that line the walls, all with a bunch of burnt out tech that's like snapped restraints in different areas. You can see empty racks where gear should have been, and at the far end of the bay, your scanners ping something very faint. And a kind of an anomalous energy, very low frequency, but pulsing with a very regular rhythm, kind of like a heartbeat. It's not a heartbeat, but it's what makes you think of it. You believed, no name, that this might have been what Rel was picking up.
And I'll speak to the crew. This could have been what was detected. I received a transmission earlier from Rel. Pick something up here in the cargo hold. I think this may be what we're after. Our golden egg. Let's check it out, but be careful, as always.
Alright. You press forward, doing your best to see what you can find, and as you follow the scanners, you take a little bit of time to kind of work through some of the debris, and you find wedged beneath this collapsed beam is a containment pod. It's about the size of a coffin, and its surface made of layered alloy and runic inlays. You see faint arcs of blue-white energy crawl along the seams where the power has begun to fail. You can see a thin, transparent viewport reveals something inside, something that looks crystalline, and yet not at the same time. But you'd have to get a little closer to get a good view of it.
No risk, no reward. The captain will go, and whoever wants to accompany them.
Yeah, Alura was right up there, a step ahead of the captain, just trying to shield them as much as possible.
I imagine Alura always takes point.
Okay, as you look closer, getting as close as you're able to kind of make out and see what's actually inside, you see something, like I said, both crystalline. At first, it kind of looks like a floating purplish geode, floating in this spherical containment, and yet it twists within itself a shape that really shouldn't exist. You see angles that fold the wrong way. You see edges that catch the light and send it spiraling like liquid down invisible planes. Looking at it makes your vision begin to swim, as if your mind is trying to convince your eyes that what you're seeing isn't real. And I need a wisdom saving throw from both the captain and Alura.
Huge.
That's great. Ooh, that's
I'm
super great.
going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
That is not a terrible
Inspiration.
idea.
Wow.
Well, not much better.
I mean, was it even a passable DC with Bardic Inspiration for Alura?
It's a DC 15, so I think your DC is a 6 right now. Or
Yeah,
it's a
it's
D6, right?
Could be 1d6, yes.
Okay.
So, tragedy.
That is a failure. The two of you are going to take 18 points of psychic damage. And you feel your minds pulled into this twisting, swirling mass of crystalline energy before you. The hum of the containment pod begins to deepen, low, resonant, almost musical even. The sound, you realize, isn't coming from outside. It's not coming into your ears, but it's vibrating behind your eyes. The light inside the pod flickers once, and then twice, and then brightens into something impossible. You see shapes twisting inward until there's no center left to look at. The floor disappears. You both are weightless, drifting through an ocean of stars. But they aren't fixed points of light. They pulse. alive and slow, like the heartbeats of sleeping gods. Something vast moves behind them. It's a shadow folding space as it passes. Its voice or thought curls through the void, brushing against the edges of your mind. We remember you. The words are less of a sound and more of a memory. Your memory, used against you. You see faces flash in your mind, loved ones, crewmates, moments of triumph and fear, all unraveled like threads pulled from a tapestry. In this moment, as you see some of your worst and best moments, Captain, what would you be seeing in this moment?
There's probably a time of them walking through a dying planet, fire all around, people coughing, people have been mauled and mangled by death and famine and disease, and they're looking for hope for crew members to find amidst the broken and the forgotten. But when they began the trial, they didn't think it was going to be this harsh on their psyche. This is brutal. But all in time, things are forgotten, and they thought they would never remember this place. But it's back, and it's painful and very intense.
Alura, what would you be seeing?
She'd be seeing visions of her childhood on Ketheron, living in with the tribes out in the wastelands, and the children and the elderly starving while the strong took the bulk of the resources. And it flashes into a more positive memory, and it's not the kind of memory you'd expect to be positive, but it's of her and Andy laying sick, dying from the plague, but finding little commonalities to come together on and to share their experiences with, and to form that friendship, and that's what she's trying to hold on to and to drive out the bad thoughts.
And as you both cascade, tumbling head over heels through an endless void and a torrential downpour of memories, both good and bad, flooding and flashing before you, you both hear in your minds, clear as crystal, said in your own voice, "You are written in us. You are unfinished." And all at once, the starlight shifts, condensing into a spiral that reaches towards you. It's not reaching for your body, it's reaching out for the idea of you. Your name falters in your thoughts, as if you've forgotten just how it even feels on your own tongue. And then you hear something, again, that heartbeat, that pulse, the ship's reactor, the pulse of the universe, or your own panic, and the stars twist violently inward around both of you, the pressure building in your skulls hot and metallic until the pod's containment field surges and the vision shatters. And suddenly you're both back in the cargo bay on your knees, breath fogging the glass. The artifacts glow dim again, faint and innocent, as if nothing had happened. But the universe and that voice and that echo remains in your mind, drifting like a ripple softly in your own heads. Just once more. Unfinished. This all happens in the flash of a second. The rest of you see the pair of them reach up, grab for their heads. There's probably a moment of cry out, and they fall to their knees.
I think the captain falls all the way down, because I did not hear earlier, and 18 damage would have put them down.
You still would have experienced all of that.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh boy.
Hard to miss that.
So, sorry, Andy would definitely go out into medic mode. And she would go to Alura to sort of like put both hands on her shoulders to kind of bring her back or whatever, like in terms of focus. But she would reach one hand out to the captain and cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Wow.
And I get all my bonuses if you happen to need any.
No, I think you cured my bloodline way down. Oh my god.
37 points of healing.
I got 3 8s and a 6.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, you rolled real good. Yeah, you were worried.
And then I would I would look at Alura's like into that big brown face. Be like, you're here. We're here. We're not anywhere else. We're right here. And we need to go.
What is this? This is the thing, the geometry they were talking about in the report. What is this thing?
I don't know, but it is something intense and dangerous. Likely, it may hurt us again if we linger, but it may hurt many more if we leave it. I think we have a decision to make. If you understand my meaning, of course.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me just steady myself for a moment.
Yeah, blow that thing up. Let's get the hell out of here.
Let's hope we can. It might be useful to do a quick search through the parts of the ship we did not explore yet, so we may confirm there's nothing else in here that could be harmful or potentially dangerous or reactive if we were to try to level the vessel with explosive ordnance.
All right. Well, I am running low on resources, so just bear that in mind, Captain.
Yes, Doctor. Resources are certainly something I always pay attention to. We'll try to make this quick and not be at a deficit for any of our own, but deal with this in not only a manner that is professional, but safe and with the concern of the future of others who may wander through this path. I hope that much can be understood, my friends. Captain will stand to their feet, and this thing should probably be destroyed.
What sort of weapons do we have on the ship to potentially destroy this vessel
You
that it's in?
don't have a warship, so you don't have like missiles and stuff like that. What you do have though is a pair of turrets, one on either side of the ship that takes one person to pilot each one.
Yeah, the arc ballistas. Very good. Alright, well, no need to linger here. Let's do a quick search of the crew's quarters and then return to the relic, and well, we shall make a ghost of this place.
Alright. You guys make your way to the crew's quarters. As you work your way back up to the ship, everything in the ship feels almost quieter, if that was possible. There's a strange air that hanging like the captain and Alura, the pair of you were shown something that you don't know if you were necessarily supposed to see. But that's something you'll have to figure out later. For as the door of the crew quarter slides open with a slow metallic scrape, there's a wave of stagnant, recycled air that rolls out, very thick with the smell of sweat, coolant, and something faintly metallic. And the lights flicker once, and then out, as you see what looks to be an emergency energy cell that had been programmed into the wall went out. But in that flash, you saw rows of bunks all bolted to the wall, as you would expect to see, and as you shine your light, you see that many of the beds, most of them, the ship doesn't have a big crew, maybe 6 people. 4 of them are here. You see the bodies all lie perfectly still, frozen, in their beds. Blank eyes stares at the ceiling. You see their mouths hang open as if caught mid-breath. But there are no wounds, no signs of struggle, just faces locked in the same expression of quiet terror. The sheets cling to them like burial shrouds. You can see their skin is drawn tight, like paper stretched too thin. The veins beneath them are faintly darker and almost bruised, the color of dried ink. You can see a couple of their eyes look completely bloodshot, like popped vessels. But there's no bruising, there's no obvious wounds, there doesn't even see any sign of breaking. I would say you do see among the bunks a single data pad that does seem to be flashing with a little bit of light that shows that the data pad that runs on its own power does seem to be still sustained slightly.
It's worth a look. The captain will go over while turning back to Andy. Doctor, maybe a bit of investigation on these corpses. If we could gather more information on exactly what happened here, it might be beneficial to our cause, if that's something in your capacity.
Yes.
Sure, yeah, if you want to check out the corpses, why don't you go ahead and make me a medicine check.
Sure.
A 22. With a 22, you spend a bit of time looking at the corpses, examining them, going over them with your instruments as best you can, using the time that you have left to the best of your ability, and you realize that they all seem to have the same signs of the same hemorrhaging in the brain scans as the man in the medical bay did.
Yeah. I don't know specifically what explodes brains, but I don't think we should be near where that happened. So I grab the data pad. I would do that because it's like right next to them, right?
Yeah, it's just on one of the tables.
And I would say, like, we need to just blow this ship up or whatever, but we need to go. And we'll take the data pad with us.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess, can we look at it real quick? I don't know how.
Yeah, sure. You look at it. It looks as though, because where you found it, it looks like the screen of it's been cracked, because you imagine that there was like no gravity here until you guys put your SAM activated. But as you look through, it looks like you're able to access a little bit. There's only a little bit of power left in it, and you see the last couple of log entries from the personal log area of the data pad. This apparently belonged to a woman named Mara Elin, E-L-I-N. She was one of the ship's technicians, and what you see is an entry that says, "Can't sleep again. That makes 3 nights. I don't even know if it's night anymore. The clocks won't sync since we passed the debris field. Every time I close my eyes, I just dream of that sound. It's not really a sound, I guess. It's a more of a feeling, like the whole of the ship is breathing. But only when I'm not looking. The captain says we're almost done with the transfer. I don't care. I want to just rest without feeling like I'm watched. And then there is another entry that you're able to read. Tried sedatives tonight. Didn't help. I just woke up shaking, colder than before. I think I screamed, but no one came. I mean, maybe they just didn't hear me, or maybe we're all having the same dream. My head hurts, and every time I blink, it feels like something moves closer, like just at the edge of sight. It doesn't want our ship like it wants us. I don't know. I just want to sleep. And then the final says, I don't want to sleep anymore.
That was a huge 180. That's terrifying.
So they learned.
Seems so. I'm sure you can relate to that somehow, Quanko, being sleepless. Well, I'm sure we don't know the exact cause of what happened here, but I can tell you what causes exploding brain hemorrhages, and it probably has something to do with the iron coffin in the basement of this ghost ship. I'm sure Alora can attest to that, as can I. My head still stings a bit. So, I concur with the doctor. I think it's best to leave this place in its ashes and, well, reduce the rest of it to scrap. Let's go.
All right. All in all, what you guys do also get a couple of other things with all of the scavenging and stuff you guys did here. All in all, you guys got the energy cells. Let's see here. You got two Conjural ration packs. They act as rations, like field rations. So you guys can add. You found two that were still good. You found. Let me roll up here a little bit. There we go. You were able to scavenge enough hardware and useful or sellable items that would be worth like repair components for like tech stuff, worth 250 coin. That was in addition to the energy cells and everything else as well.
Okay, got it. I'm working on it.
Coin is spelled with a K because, you know, edgy sci-fi universe.
Right. How much were their components worth? I'm sorry?
250 coin.
250, okay.
And you guys return back to the relic. Let's see here. You return back to the relic. And you disconnect from the ship?
Yeah, I suppose we do. Go stays.
You disconnect from the ship. Now you don't. Again, you have turrets that fire like arcane bolts. So I mean, you could definitely do like you don't have enough to blow the ship up necessarily, but you could put a bunch more holes through it for sure.
Would it be possible to put a hole through the cargo bay and try to destroy the container? Do we have enough firepower to destroy something like that box?
Yeah. It doesn't. The arcane ballista, which is like the way I imagine the turrets is very similar to the turret setup on like the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, right? So there's like two of them that you can get in that fire at a couple of different places. But instead of up and down on the Millennium Falcon, this is on left or right sides of the ship. And yes, no, they just draw from ship power, all in all. So it's you don't have like bullets that you have to counter or anything.
Okay.
They just launch like arcane bolts at them. But you could definitely try to fire at that part of the ship for sure. Let's see here. Why don't you go ahead and give me a pilot check to position the ship in just the right way for somebody to. I'm not going to have you guys have to roll for the actually, yeah, we'll have somebody roll for the attack, which I believe they have a plus. They have a natural +6 to them. So whoever would like to would like to man one of the guns, you can go ahead and roll me a d20 +6. They're just like basic like protein bars, that type of stuff.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Captain. You work with Rel. The two of you are bonded. You've been bonded since you can remember, and you work together beautifully, flying the ship in just the right way to position where you know the gunner has the best shot. With that 27, I'm going to go ahead and say that whoever is firing this has advantage on their shot.
Right, we're in position. Let loose.
Alright, I'll give it a go. What check would you like for firing?
It's a d20 +6. It's like the ballistas.
Oh, perfect. And then you said add advantage.
You do have advantage, yes, because your captain is such a good shot. With a 13, you fire into the lower section of the ship, knowing where the cargo hold would be stationed, and you fire blaster shots, trying to open up that area, and you see, as you finally stop the barrage, a mass of twisted metal and floating debris. Make me perception checks.
All of us, or just those two?
The one, I will say just the people that are currently, like, looking out at there. Nova, with a perception check of 19, you're kind of, you zoom in your targeting systems, and you manage to look, and you see a soft purple pulsing glow amid the debris. Same with you, No Name. With a natural 20, you see it too, and Rel tells you in your mind, and that connection, that psychic connection you have with your ship, Captain, I still sense that pulse.
Captain narrows their eyes. Not to be destroyed, not by the sands of time, not yet. Why? I think they'll, God, it's still going on. That's bad. It's very, very bad. Can't just leave it here. Well, any ideas, crew? Not all at once now. I know we're brewing with ideas.
Well,
The object that we found, because that's what's causing the reaction on Rel's radar, to my knowledge. The object that we found in the cargo hold, it's still active, even after we put some shots with arc ballistas into the ship. It would be dangerous to leave here, but it would also be dangerous to take aboard. We need to do something about the object that wouldn't put us or any future passerbys in danger.
Sorry.
It does sound like maybe we can figure it out, what to do with it, maybe in like the next century or so. We can just kind of remember and then come back.
For you and
Century.
I, that's fine. For the rest of these guys, not so much.
We don't have a century. I appreciate the optimism and the far-sighted planning, but we don't have that time.
Okay,
And-
is because I feel like maybe we need to figure out like what that ship was. They were delivering whatever that was, and so we need to know like where they got it and where it was going, and like I mean to really know what it is and how to get rid of it, which we can't do right this second. Is there Okay, so now I'm asking DM, is this is just me imagining what sci-fi can do. Is there some way we can, I mean, I can do this on my phone where I can ping a location, and other people, if they have that app, when they walk by that location, they can see my little ping.
Where it
Really
says like
hoping this is a
caution,
universe
there's
where
a
cell
cop
phones
ahead.
don't exist.
So,
But
so
is there a similar?
There's no
is there
cell
a
phones. There's
similar
never been social
system?
media. This is an idyllic world.
So the reason you're able to do that is because of satellites around the sky, right? You do not have those same satellites in the sky where you're at currently. You are near Ketheron. You're not like right above it, but you are kind of between Ketheron and its moons. And so you are, Ketheron does have VAA representation there. There are people down in the mega cities down there that you could potentially reach out to, but there's not like a ping you could drop it. You would have to basically, you have the coordinates for sure, but you would have to send those coordinates to somebody who you wanted to have them.
Okay, so we would take note of the coordinates and then maybe figure out how to let somebody...
it's floating in space. Like, it's going to
No.
keep floating in whatever direction it's currently heading in until something physically stops it.
Right, but I just don't know how else we can, like, what there is to do in the moment other than, like, make a note and then
You guys can do whatever you feel is safe and
a
necessary.
tomorrow problem.
Yeah. So I guess I have a question about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Other than a weird anomaly happening, people not being able to sleep, who want to sleep and then don't want to sleep, and then it's weird abstract geometrical patterns that the human brain can't comprehend. What harm is it honestly doing? Do you know how vast space is? I guess I'm a little trying to figure out the urgency of dealing with it.
Well, we know it destroyed that entire crew, and if the captain and I are lucky, we'll sleep normally and we'll arise in the morning and we'll have no brain hemorrhages and everything will be fine. But the next people that come across it may not be so lucky.
We can't take that chance.
Weird, strange geometric shapes that you can't comprehend. You kind of stay away from that.
Yes, but if they're already embedded into your psyche, then that's a problem. I understand the vastness of space. It is part of my upbringing. It is a large place, and yes, it is a less than likely chance that someone will just happen to stumble across this object, but this object seems to have some sentience in and of itself. And I can't risk that. Even if it is a 0.001% chance that this finds someone and hurts someone, I cannot allow that.
But is it like, I don't know. I guess it's just I don't understand the urgency and the need for the urgency.
Well, I hope in time that you do, because
If
urgency
we
is a
don't
good
want
thing
it
to
to fall
have.
into the hands of other people, we should just bring it on board.
I was going
Yeah,
to bring
but
it to a
then-
vote. It's dangerous.
Yeah, do we have like one of those like U-Haul hook things where we can drag it behind us?
It's not it's not quite big enough for something like that.
No, we'll have to
Um,
bring it aboard.
I'm putting the kibosh on that one because I think bringing it on board is what caused that to the crew.
Yeah.
Whatever
and
that
it
thing
just happened
is.
to us.
Well, yeah, but we haven't spent. I mean, we've spent just a couple of minutes with it. They spent, multiple hours, days, and so I don't want to risk that. I think we have the coordinates. We don't even know what we're dealing with. We have the data thing. Maybe, between Nova and I, we can patch up the innards of that and see if we can get more details of like what their job was to find out where it came from, and then we are working off of zero information other than it will probably kill us. So I feel like maybe this is not a problem we can solve right now. We need to do a little legwork.
Mm-hmm. I fully agree.
Feel very out of my element here. I'm worried what tonight will bring.
And that's why we need to keep I need to keep you guys. I'd like you to spend the night in the med bay so I can keep an eye on you and have you attached to things. And then we'll see. But I don't want to go back to there and have us risking that again or worse until we know exactly what we are dealing with. Obviously it'll move, but I mean, it's not going to move that fast. So even if I don't know what measure of distance we use, but even if it moves a little bit, it can't move that far.
Yeah, I think it's space meters.
Okay. Your proposal?
Okay, my captain, I have a proposal. We can, this is just a general question, we can stay like generally within the area, just kind of hanging out on the ship, right? And be reasonably at a distance, but, you know, stay close, I'm guessing?
Yeah, if you want to. There's nothing stopping you from it.
Cool. Yeah, then my proposal, we stay within the general area for a night, maybe two. Observe Allura and yourself, Captain, if anything is contrary, or if you join me in sleeplessness. But I think this thing should be investigated. Which would either mean going back, but at the very least, it means going back, and possibly bringing it on board for further study.
Yes, I'm inclined to agree, Goenko. This is something that must be understood, if not fully realized. We don't know what capacity it has for violence, and that, left unchecked, is a danger to everyone. So even if you all do not understand my reasoning or rationale, the problem will be dealt with. And I, of course, won't put any of your lives at risk. I don't wish to sacrifice myself, but I will deal with this. But for now, we will sit, we will wait, we will observe, and practice the scientific nature of it. I'm going to go to the med bay and rest for a while and await further analysis, Doctor. Thank you all. I think this has been a good meeting. We'll see what we can do soon.
You
dismissed.
As you dismiss, you hear a voice come over the intercom. Rel's voice. Excuse me, Captain, crew. I have picked up on a distress signal. 10 hours outside on the surface of Ketheron inside of the wastes. VAA distress, scientific code.
Well, I need a nap before I do anything else. Do we have time for that? How far away is that?
10 hours from our current location.
Perfect.
Alright, well, let's tack. Do we have like something we can tack it with? Like a tracker? Right? Did we discuss that?
Well, we have notes of the what do you call it? The coordinates, and it can't possibly move that. I mean, it's just floating in space. It's not going to move that far, right? I don't know how space works.
Subtle foreshadowing. God, it's gonna be gone when I come back.
I
Well,
like
no,
I
if it's,
said,
if it's
can we
just, if it's
can we
just
put a
floating there, unless something hits it or gives it cause to accelerate, if space works the way space works here, it should just kind of keep floating in whatever vague direction it's floating in at its current speed. Math can be done to figure out where it would be.
Yeah, that's what we have a wizard for. He's a math wizard.
This is my job.
Yep.
I don't think
Glad to have you.
Nation might have been a better subclass than illusionist.
Well,
I mean, you can make the numbers appear midair. That's pretty cool.
that is pretty cool.
That is true. I can explain this just with,
You can show the math. All right.
minor illusion, and there's sounds.
So, team, what is your next plan?
I think to tag the coordinates here, deal with this distress signal, potentially bring some VAA if we're getting closer to Ketheron, to come back and investigate this with a more equipped vessel. And yeah, let's head to the distress, I think, if
Okay.
everyone's in agreement.
All right.
And then Andy will make No Name and Alura spend the night in the hospital wing.
You do only have one medical actual bed. It's not the ship is only designed to have a crew of like 5 or 6 people, so
They only think one person gets injured at a time?
hopefully, yeah.
That's the idea.
Okay, then I'm going to. Well, I don't know what the.
You're gonna have to make a choice.
I will keep my
Hello.
eyes on the captain.
Yes, Alora can go to the medical bay. I'll stay nearby in my quarters. If Bush, maybe we can. Actually, I'll go with Quanco. We can try to course in the navigation room. He'll keep an eye on me, so I'm in good hands, Doctor. Well, 4 good hands.
All right. And with that, Captain and Quanco, pair of you go off to the astral navigation room and you begin working in there. Alura, you go to spend the night in the medical bay with Andy, who's going to look over you. And with that, with the excitement of finding out what's on a derelict ship and seeing how it might affect you, but now you have a distress signal. The VAA, none of you work for the VAA or anything like that, but they are usually, they tend to reward if you're able to help them. If you scratch their back, they tend to scratch yours decently. So could be a good payout considering you guys only have 2 astral units of Astralite left, which 1 astral unit it allows you to travel in astral space for 24 hours. Several locations take several more days. You know what I mean? So depending on how many days away, it's going to require how many astral units you'll need. So if you guys want to get away from Ketheron, you're going to need to find a way to get more Astralite. But that is going to be a problem for next time on Spellwarped, an outlaw adventure.
That'll go.
No, leave it. I love it.
All right. But yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll call it there.